Hello and welcome back to 40 Minute Mentor, the podcast on a mission to raise aspirations and inspire the next generation of category defining founders, all in just 40 minutes. I really hope by the time you're listening to this, you firmly have this year's finish line in sight and are about to get a well deserved rest and indulge in plenty of festive films, delicious food, and most importantly, quality time with family and friends. You all deserve it after a very long year, and I certainly am counting down the hours after what's probably been the most full on year of my career. As is tradition on 40 Minute Mentor, I hope you'll indulge me as I use the final episode of the year to reflect on the past 12 months for the podcast and JBM. I know 2024 would have been a tough year for many founders and leaders listening to this, and I really hope that despite this, you've been able to take plenty of positives away from the year, and most importantly, lots of learnings, so that 2025 can be a fresh start full of optimism and opportunity for you all. I've certainly had my fair share of challenges to overcome this year. I'm looking forward to a rest, but it does feel like the economy and market is turning a corner. So I'm really excited about 2025. I am also extremely proud of the JBM team and the resilience and strength that every one of them has shown this year. I just wanted to give two of my team a quick shout out because they had very well deserved promotions this year. So firstly, Harry Morris, our longest standing JBMer, was promoted to principal earlier this year. She has delivered some incredible searches since taking on this new role. I'd also want to say a big congrats to Sophie Gracci, who only joined JBM a little over a year ago, but has already received a well-deserved promotion to senior associate after having a massive impact at JBM and for our clients. Seeing colleagues develop and thrive always brings the biggest smile to my face, and I hope there'll be lots more of that in the year ahead. If you've been listening to 40 Minute Mentor for a while or following JBM on LinkedIn, you'll also know the biggest step we took this year as a business was by joining Amplified Group in October. After 12 years of being a solo founder, I'll be honest, I was quite nervous about taking the leap into something so different, but I am so glad that I did. For those of you who haven't come across Amplified yet, we are a people services supergroup supporting tech businesses from inception to IPO with all things people, culture, talent, and leadership development. Alongside JBM, the group is also made up of Unleashed and Foundation partners. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a little while, you'll have heard both of their founders, Anouk Agasol and Andrew Richardson, have both been on the pod. It's been amazing to now have three business partners that I can share the entrepreneurial struggle with. And I've already learned so much from them. It's also been amazing to meet all our new colleagues, and we really have a great team that I'm super proud to be a part of. Most importantly, for our clients and candidates, we're already seeing the big impact having a broader holistic offering for our clients will have. So long may that continue. We have very ambitious growth goals for the group in 2025, which will include lots more hiring, more acquisitions, and lots more. So I'm sure you'll hear a bit more about that in the year ahead. Speaking of ambitions, we've also had the pleasure of partnering with some of the fastest growing companies this year and placing some incredible leaders into them. Some examples of this include MDs and GMs into companies such as Liberis, Smartbox, Grey Parrot, and Autocar, who you may remember from when their founder, Gurinder Dhillon, came on the podcast earlier this year to talk about how he bootstrapped a business to £60 million revenue and beyond. We've also placed COOs into high-growth companies like Manual, TicketSwap, Ophelos, and Tiny, whose founder, Brett Wigdort, also the founder of Teach First, is also a former 40-minute mentor. And we've placed lots of other talented individuals into companies like Checkatrade, CarWow, Blue Light Card, Aura, and many more. Congratulations to all of those people. Last but by no means least, we've also hit major milestones with 40 Minute Mentor 2, reaching 1 million downloads and over 270 episodes. This year has also featured our most diverse lineup of guests yet, which is something that we are really proud of. We got to celebrate with some of these guests and community members at Boulderton's offices in October, which also was my favourite night of the year. I'd like to take this moment to say an extra big thanks to Hannah Urbanek, our wonderful producer extraordinaire, who makes this podcast what it is, and also to Matt Cotton from Disruptive Media, who does a brilliant job of editing it. And of course, none of this would have been possible without you, our loyal audience, who tune in and week out and share such helpful feedback and encouragement to make the podcast better every year. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And I hope you'll be excited to hear that we have even bigger plans for 2025 with new feature series and some epic guests lined up for the new year. We want to go bigger and bolder than ever before. So if you have great ideas of who you'd like to hear on the podcast, please do let us know. And if you've just happened to stumble across this podcast, then don't forget to subscribe. And please, if you haven't left us an Apple Podcast review yet, please make it your Christmas present to me and the team, as every single review really helps us to get the podcast in front of new audiences. My final wish is that I would love to hear what your favorite episodes have been in 2024. And if an episode has left a particular mark, then please do pass it on to someone else, as we really want to spread the power of mentorship and inspire as many people as possible. For now, the 40-Minute Mentor team are signing off, but I really do hope you have a wonderful time over the festivities with your loved ones and that you get to rest and recharge over the coming weeks. I look forward to catching up again in 2025 when our first episode of the year will drop on January the 1st. So I will see you then for even more pocket-sized mentorship.